that the Carlton fans can look forward to watching tonight.
Cameron Ling, 4 #1 draft picks, reads nicely, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does. There's no doubt about that. But Richo makes a really good point with Carlton. Can they score enough? For Richmond, I reckon the same questions there. Can they kick enough goals? They defended well last year. Here we go. We'll find out.
Thursday night football. Down goes Kerridge. Cruiser won the first tap. This is Gibbs towards half forward. Graham gets on the end of it. So Carlton immediately on the move. Probing kick inside the forward 50. Casbolt in front. Asprey knocked away. This is right in the rightful forward pocket. And he misses. Minor score. Tigers haven't touched the footy
in Melbourne. This traditional clash between these two big Melbourne clubs.
Best and fairest All-Australian. Alex Rance pinpoints it. Lambert charging up the ground, takes the mark. Did he go off? That's got to be 50 then. Whoa. How does that work up? Well, there's 50. That's okay.
That's 50 every day of the week. That was 50 last year. Gibbs comes in.
He was
grabs the player.
Gibbs was trying to get to Martin. He's trying to sell the umpire now. I'm trying to get to Martin, who was looking for the handball.
What did Lambert have to do with it then? I thought for a moment it wasn't going to be 50. You hear the umpire sounding off. There goes the Lambert kick and he puts it through. Tigers lead.
Townsend down low. So Miles' hands are good. And the Tigers get the advantage. It was a scrappy old kick to centre wing.
Came from Rioli. Looking forward to watch him develop. There's Cochin, got it from Lambert, goes short to Edwards, man on over the top. Griffiths running to space, can move inside the 50 and slot it long. And the longest man is Menadue. Menadue, don't do that.
Well, I'm not sure you want to pass it from there, Den. Top of the square.
Selfless.
That's the one where you do the pretend look, isn't it, Duck? I'll try and get to you, but... Oh, sorry, no, I'll go back and have my shot.
That was great fat side run from Menadue. He's got really good endurance, and he made a long run from the middle of the ground to get on the end of that.
Should kick it. Not 20 metres out. Tigers have their second. They lead by 10. Clever. Kerridge. High ball. Centering ball. Grimes almost. Phillips behind. Tui under pressure. Clever kick. That's why he was third in the best and fairest last season. Tui. That was a beauty. Squeezing it through. Bolton liking that one.
That is a clever kick. Good call, Dennis. Great vision, great execution. I've liked what Phillips has done so far too, getting around the ground, competed in the air. Also good on the deck there, giving the hands off to Zach Tui.
So Lamb. There's the rundown. Almost getting close to a goal again. So he knows how to kick one. And this one is okay. His first is a blue.
Good play by Murphy, sort of whipped it off. Martin able to get it back to Menadue, already with a goal. Gets it to Vickery. It was a good kick, and the big fella timed it perfectly.
Going to be a 50.
50 metres. Time. 50. Time. Your ball. 50 metres.
Just behind the play. Jack.
It's a bit annoying for the coaching staff, wouldn't it? I mean, 2 50-metre penalties. Gibbs was sort of weird, and this one careless.
Stay out.
And Vickery gets his first, and the Tigers get their third.
Now running is Gibbs. Gibbs goes towards the outer side. Bokhorst measures the kick and does it beautifully. You can see him scanning up ahead there, and Walker has this football. He decides to go back to Gibbs. He was involved moments ago across half back.
If they can move it like that, Duck, they'll score.
Well, that's the key, wasn't it? Hitting their target, speed of ball movement. Really caught Richmond behind the 8 ball. They're able to get in behind their defenders. So Walker had all of that space to run back into inside forward 50.
So Bryce Gibbs just the 10 games last season. On the best and fairest the season before. Side down by 10 points. Rance, as he always does, working hard on the mark. To no effect this time. Lovely kick. That was slick around the outer side. They moved it quickly. And you get the feeling, and Lingy's taken as a throw it, but they are. Richmond by 3. Clears the pack. Bokhorst flips a hand pass away to Gibbs. Knew where the help was. Back to Bokhorst. Runs down towards right half forward. Centering ball. Reaching over the top, Asprey. Loose at the back, Everett. Slips a hand pass to Cruiser. Cruiser snaps the big guy. Oh, how nimble was that?
The ball. So Ellis goes to Vickery again. Rowe pushed him out. Edwards cleverly done. To goal.
Courage to leave your opponent inside 50 all by himself and get up there and put pressure on the player about to receive the ball.
Two sons of guns, eh? Menadue, Murphy, ditto. He was taken down, making a free kick here, Murphy. And Rance didn't raise the arms. He kept them by his side. That's how disciplined he was. It was just marvellous. So Murphy set on the angle.
Not more than that.
He's been good. Given his lack of football, runs around, kick is on the way. Touch of class, there's plenty of class.
Such a big man. Gibbs back to Graham. Good kick. And the leading goal kicker of last year gets himself into a goal scoring position.
And that's their 10th mark inside 50. Last year they averaged 9. And I guess the big talk at the start of this year is
Got to be a free kick there, though, doesn't it?
Probably a bit unlucky, but that to take 10 marks this early on, when we thought that this would be maybe their problem, their forward line, it's been a fantastic start for the Blues.
Sometimes a bit stiff. Everett, just one step. Gets it home.
Knocks it down. Beats Lambert. Taken by Lloyd. Ducking the head Townsend on his knees. Did well. Hooley in space. Blostone. 51 metres out. High ball. Has it got the carry? It has. Good team goal.
Ellis just to sit it for Vickery. Oh, gee, White went out. He does a free kick.
Silly. Very silly. Didn't need to do it. Brendan Bolton just showing a bit of frustration, and quite rightly so. Unrealistic in his attempt. Went early.
Shot.
Did not need to give that free kick away.
I think he'd already got a little bit too far under the footy anyway, Vickery. So, yeah, just really bad judgment.
Ball still only just got there then.
Yeah, so Vickery was running under the footy.
Hey guys, you reckon if you were Dustin Martin and you were inside 50 in the goal score, you'd tell all your teammates to get away from you, I reckon, because he won't be beaten one-on-one, and it was actually a 2-on-2 then. I reckon if Martin was one-on-one, he wins that 9 times out of 10.
Has he got that in him, Richo?
To tell them to get out of his way, well, he should, because he's one of the best one-on-one players in the comp, and if he's down in the goal square and the teammates with him, might be saying get up the ground a bit.
Vickery for a second goal tonight. Strong looking kick. Richmond get back the lead.
Cool. This has been gutsy by the Tigers, though. Times they've been dazzled by Carlton. Here's Martin, got it from Asprey. Towards half forward. Lambert is about 75 metres out from goal. Griffiths wants it long. Lloyd is coming at him. Lloyd's in space. If this ball gets there, Lloyd has to wait. Oh, it almost got there. He missed it. Opportunity now for the man going in, Tui. Couldn't get it out of there. Strong arming at Martin, and they combine. After their chat, they combine. Vickery kicks a goal.
Move it on. Play on. Yours.
Cruiser the target. He just has to wait. Did well, Cruiser. And did very well in the end. And then Doherty look away. Simpson, Doherty. Murphy will get on the end of this now from Gibbs. It was great running. How about this for a goal? Well set up was this. And Cripps bangs it home. gut running from Murphy, eh?
Just so smart.
Gut running.
Easy goal.
Lambert out of the middle, drives it down towards half forward. Griffiths in the hands, is about 60 metres from goal.
Thank you.
There's a good block down there, getting Lloyd free. The kick goes in that direction. Getting in behind Lloyd is Reebok. Well, if that was brought out, it was pretty canny. Reebok's got the ball about 20 metres out from goal.
Yeah, you're right, Dennis. Really well thought out. There's a good block. And then Reebok came in behind. As you can see there, that's where the gap opened up. Really important. I think it was Jamison that probably got caught player watching rather than stand in that hole behind.
Reebok's first mark inside 50. Just to point the difference, Carlton with the opening goal. This to reply in kind. And Jack does it. Steers it through. To the pocket. Lost on. More responsibility as a key defender this season. Sends it out wide. Keeping it in, doing nicely. Lloyd makes it difficult for his teammate in front down there, Lambert, but it came back to him. And now Edwards is free. Edwards looks inside the forward 50. Griffiths backing back. And the man coming at him lost sight of the footy. And now Griffiths goes to Menadue, who'll kick his second. Well, Griffiths was outnumbered initially inside that forward 50.
Trips can be dangerous here.
In front, Hampson. Well done. Through the legs of McIntosh. Lambert in the thick of it again. Lost on. Heard the umpire. Touch ball. Doherty knew that. Punches it back inside the 50. Kerridge had it. Lost it. Tui. Clever kick again. He's the master of the clever kick. Should take the patent. Right. Just gets it home. Needed that one. 94 games for the Crows. Started well. Very handy tonight. 10 on destruction. Thumps it back inside the 50. Hacked out of there by Hurley. But straight onto the chest of Rowe. Gives it off quickly. Tui has been dangerous in this situation tonight. Under pressure this time. Sends a high ball inside the 50. And the mark is taken by Phillips. And Cruiser did some good work in mid-air there. Just cleared a bit of room for Phillips to come back. So Phillips is directly in front.
Well, that's almost the toughest mark to take in footy. Backing back, under pressure, pack coming down on you, and to keep your eyes on the footy and then execute the skill. Terrific, good reach.
And Carlton have always felt that he was able to get forward and take a mark. Well, didn't see it a lot through the NAB challenge, but that's got to lift his confidence.
Tasmanian, drafted by the Giants in 2010. Important kick here for his new club, and he puts it through. They won't go away.
A kick. Game up for grabs. Griffiths, great tackle. In time from right. Graham. They arch their back again. Doherty to right. Spreads it to his old teammate and Kerridge. Kerridge goes to the pocket. Oh, Walker takes a beauty. A one-hander. So there's Rance. That's the big story right now.
Yeah, well, when Phillips kicked that goal, so we have a look at that terrific one-handed mark from Walker. That's just too good. Phillips kicked that goal. Rance came immediately from the ground. Looks like the inside of his left knee that he was rubbing. I think he's going to be okay. He's just going to run around the boundary now as Walker comes in.
Well, we've had 8 individual goal kickers. This to put the Blues back in front. They've done it.
It's taken down by Gibbs. Brandon Ellis. Hurley has to align himself with that left foot. As a result, untidy hand pass. Bokhorst gets it across to Graham. Graham thumps it in. Walker in front. Big leap at the back. Runs free though for Wright. Wright kicks the goal. Grimes needed to punch it. He's got 2 right. Simpson had to wait. Well done by Menadue. Picks the footy up. Knew where the help was. Got it to Vickery. Sweeping hand pass inside the centre square. Cochin. Martin impossible to pull him down. 60 metres out from goal. Skids towards Ellis. Ellis turns around. Corey Ellis. And he snaps a goal.
A little bit difficult, but back they go to Jamison. Jamison with a long leg out wide. So Carlton take it from one side to another. Murphy again. And then little one.
The only worry with Mark Murphy, isn't it? Just his lack of match conditioning. Can he finish this game off as well as he's played his first 3 quarters? If he can, well, Carlton can win this. I never thought I'd be saying it. They can certainly win it.
Carlton lead by 3 points at the moment. Tui, long leg to Kerridge. Kerridge is about 75 metres from goal. Goes wide, looking for distance here. They'll compete about 20 metres out. Phillips is in that pack, and what a mark, well, almost. Casbolt had it, didn't take it to the ground, didn't stick the landing. Asprey couldn't get through the pack, and White didn't have the footing. It's been taken high. And will shoot a goal to add to their lead from about 20 metres out. He's really had an impact tonight.
Free kick here, in low and hard.
Around. Thank you.
It's not ducking when you're overwinning the footy. That's different from picking the ball up and driving ahead. That's somebody prepared to go low and hard and win the hard contest through the free kick. Wow, this is a huge kick.
To stretch it to 9. Approaching 3/4 time. He's been terrific. He's got 3 goals.
Yeah, but Curnow, Ellis, Martin arching that back, opening it up. Lambert, well, he can see the goals in front of him. Oh, did well, Lambert. He held his ground. Revolt then misses the target. Rioli has to get back. Little kick from Edwards to full forwards of beauty. And Jack's in a spot here to kick his second and bring Richmond back within a kick.
Well, well done, Jack, because he missed the target. It was a bad handball, but he stayed in. He kept reading the play, kept drifting forward, and in the end got an uncontested mark. So didn't get down on himself for missing the handball. Stayed in it.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, we've seen a couple of horrible misses in the last quarter, but you'd expect him to goal here. He's so accurate from these positions. Never going to miss. Splits the middle. Gets his second. Tigers close.
Part of a beleaguered defence last season. They're not enjoying this one so far. Can they hang on? Casbolt in front. Rance played it pretty well. Edged him out. And Asprey took the mark. So Asprey forward of the wing. Sends a high one, a very high one. This should be destroyed by the Carlton defence. Wiedering was the player in front who got the crumb. Charging through was White. Missed him. And again, Lloyd gets free. Beat 2 men and kicks the goal. And the Tigers lead.
He's been super, but only had the 1 possession in this last quarter. Maybe that fitness and not playing a pre-season game has caught up a little.
Improvising Martin, poked it out of mid-air. Lambert, 14th possession, flings it across towards Lloyd, and Lloyd will kick another. The boo. Told to go. Kerridge. He's marked it, left half back. 10 points the margin. Tigers lead. Kerridge makes a blue. Kicked it straight to Menadue. Menadue to Miles. Miles goes long and splits the middle.
Wiedering gets him down. White. Gibbs to Search. Great play by Wiedering and White. And Gibbs, clever kick. Now Everett, does he take responsibility here? I think he's got the length.
He would with a fresh leg, Bruce, I agree. Definitely from there. See what the fatigue does to his kicking penetration.
31 goals last year. That's a good strike.
Oh.
It's a great goal. Carlton still with a little hope.
What plumbing, that was Phillips. Over the football is Rance. The man you want over the football. And he gave it to Hawley, who clears it back inside the centre square. Just over a minute to go, and this young man, Wiedering, is going to drive it in again. It's been a good debut. Carlton on the attack.
To full forward, big flies from the side. Casbolt amongst them. Cruiser doing the roving. Lamb, Morris. Lamb kept it in. Ball still a fair way from goal. Great courage shown there by Edwards. Ball still in dispute. Cripps goes for goal. And no, not quite. That would have been something. Jeez, player. One last maybe kick in the match. The Tigers win the opening game before 75,000 people, but the Blues have made a little bit of a mark here. Yep, it's those boys that win, but they were in a great contest.